Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm Clarissa, and in this video I'm going to be bringing to you some spiritual guided messages using the tarot. So let's see what comes out for you. Timeless reading. So the emphasis of this reading will be where you're coming from, what the energies are around you, where are you going, and what messages of guidance there are also. Okay, so let's begin the shuffle. Okay, so you see me shuffle, so now I'm going to lay out the cards. Okay, this is the time when you can pick your card 1, 2, or 3. And we're going to start the reading for card 1. Okay, so if you chose card 1, where you're coming from is a place of strong stability. You're able to project things out. You're thinking about security. You're thinking about stability. You're thinking about growth. You could be wanting to start or continue an enterprise. This talks about trying to build a foundation or having to go through the process of building a foundation, connecting with somebody who knows how to build a foundation. And this is where their mindset can be also. They can be focused totally on growth, totally on creating structure, stability. How do we grow things forward? This could be your energy as well. You could be also connecting with an earth sign, so Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Let's see what additional energies come up with this card. So 9 of Swords. So there is definitely an overthinking of this, of the need for stability, of the need for grounding. It's something that could be causing, some internal fears about where things are going. Are things as secure as you want them to be? Maybe there is an over emphasis on creating structure, an overemphasis of creating things for the future, and it could be worrying you. You could feel like maybe there's too many things at once going on, where you just want to create some simplicity in the concept of your growth, of your growing stage, but you feel like maybe there's just too much. It's creating an overemphasis on the mind. It's overstimulating the mind in some way. Four of Pentacles. So this speaks of having to hold back certain ideas, certain concepts in your stability. There is maybe a need for saving. There is a need to create a structured plan and leave some things for the future. There is a need to, maybe too much is being stretched, too much emphasis is being stretched on these grand ideas, this emphasis on the future, on the stability. Things could be being pulled away from you in a certain way that doesn't feel stable as you'd like it to be. So there's a need to hold back certain things. Maybe putting too much ideas out there at once is creating, the feeling of like you're going to lose it all. So holding back some things, especially regarding finances, having to put some things away, so then you have, the process and the backup to be able to supply your future ideas. There's a plan needed, a strategy needed to process the things that you want and to move things forward. It takes away the fear, the contemplation that you have about whether things are going to work. creating the plan just helps to build the, you know, a security around the ideas that you have for the future. Yeah, Seven of Cups. This is definitely feeling overwhelmed. You know, there's definitely too many cups being poured into, too many ideas. It's, you know, becoming quite emotionally draining as well. You're feeling like maybe at the moment money has been, you've been in a situation where money is just coming out of your hands. If money is feeling quite fluid, stability is, you're wanting that stability, you're wanting the foundation, the strong foundation. But at the moment, there's a situation where it feels like there's a fluidity with your state of finances or your sense of stability, your concept of security here. Let's have a look at the energies that are around you. Nice shot. Okay, let's see what the energies are around you. Okay. The Lamb in reverse. So, you know, things used to feel so, you know, gentle and so nurturing. And now there's, you know, you're coming out of it. You're having to put in the work, essentially. You're having to feel like you've got to you leave some certain things behind you. Maybe you're feeling like the gentle approach hasn't been working for you. Now you're feeling like you've got to be more aggressive or more assertive. You know, with the King of Pentacles as well, this is a projection type of energy. This is someone who projects their energy outwards. It's not based internally. They're able to create things around them, ideas, security, put things into place, you know, and create a lay of the land. And you could have been feeling like there's some energies around you that you know, they were in a process of you're being too gentle. Things felt too soft and maybe too comfortable, and now you're having to, you know, move out of this, you know, comfortability. But it could be a worry here over the Nine of Swords about how it feels or where it's going to take you, the direction it's going to take if you decide to be more assertive, because you may be rushing too fast, or taking the lead in some things might be quite uncomfortable for you, because you know, we've had a different pace. So now the pace is changing and you're feeling like you've got to remove some of these vulnerabilities, but it feels like it's still holding you in a certain sense. You're making you feel a little bit vulnerable here. The Lizard. Yeah, definitely. This definitely speaks about being able to feel your environment, yeah, and understand what it is you need to create security. Having a look at the strategy. There's, you know, very quite strategic reading here. It speaks about, you know, enterprise, and there's a big emphasis on creating security, and an emphasis of really being able to dissect your environment, understand what it is that you need to know to grow from these things. And I think it's, you know, holding some of these ideas or holding these concepts to yourself, because it seems like, you know, it's almost as though you've got this you know, idea of security, but telling more people about this is almost, it creates a jeopardy type of thing, where people cannot help but want to, you know, make your ideas fluid. In that way, you can't control it. It's almost as though, you know, that saying, don't tell many people how much you have in your bank account, because as soon as they hear it, they can't help it. They will need you. And so it's almost that you have to keep some things back so you can create security. And I think there is a lot of things around you that need you, and you do feel as though you're tied to these things and you have to, do help other people. But it creates an imbalance on the things that you want for your security. So I think there is a need to really feel your environment, understand who's around you, understand where you can direct your energies in a way that doesn't take away from your ideas or doesn't take away from your concept of building stability. Ooh, the shark. I just had a feeling that because this is when energy is, felt like it was going, as though, like I was saying, there's a need for you to understand the environment that you're in, who's looking at what you're doing, why you're doing, how you're doing it, and wanting to replicate your ideas in a way, wanting to replicate and take away from the certain things that you're doing and use for their own devices, for their own desires. So there is I think there's been this sort of awakening in the energy of you, where people viewed you in a certain way. They viewed you as maybe timid or very pliable, very agreeable, and because you're having to maneuver your way out of this energy, because for you, your focus is on trying to build security. So now there is, these as you go through your path, you obviously you are going to have contesting beliefs. The things that this is what helps us make us stronger in our belief, and for you, maybe even for you to be able to get from the lamb to the shark. This is a big jump, honey. This is a process that you've had to go through. Things have had to be learned. You're no longer the lamb. You're coming out, you're really deciphering, dissecting, and understanding your environment, and really taking on whatever comes your way, in the way that you need to, the way that you are doing in order to survive. In reflection, these are the energies that are also going to be around you. Everybody is going to feel that way. Everybody around you is going to feel in the same position, because we are all, again, reflection of each other. So again, you need to come into contact with similar beliefs of your own, but reflective in a different way, a way that's going to challenge you. So then you do stand in your belief. You do stand in the things that you know that you want for yourself, the things that you want to do. So yes. Okay, honey, let's get on to where is it all going. Seven of Cups in reverse. Imagine that. We started with the Seven of Cups, and now it's leading into the Seven of Cups reverse. I love this for you, because this means that you're becoming very decisive. You're able to tune into the exact emotion that you need, and because this is due to the learning experiences that you've gone from. The worry, the understanding that you cannot leave yourself in a vulnerable position, or you cannot be seen to be vulnerable anymore. You've got to pick a feeling, pick the one out of the situation that you're going through, that's helping you to dissect what is the emotion that you need. To be able to combat energies such as this, you cannot have indecisive energies around you. You cannot be in the place of indecision. You've got to be quite direct, no? The Seven of Cups indicates that you're choosing a specific emotion. You know which one is the best for you to lead in the direction that you want. So this is super good, you know, and again, it has to be based on emotion. We wouldn't pay attention to it if we didn't feel it. You know, to be able to understand the manifestation of security, it starts with emotion. To get to this point of wanting stability and security, we have to first know what instability and insecurity feel like. So then we have a guide to where we don't want to go to. Seven of Cups is indicating, you know, you've understood where your guiding rails are. You're choosing emotion. Okay, let's get another card. Oh wow, no way. Four of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. Yeah, this is amazing. So, you know, again, there is this need. I think with the Light Seers deck, you can see the imagery more clearly. You can see the message more clearly where things are supposed to be. You know, there was still a need to understand the processes. There was still a need to understand how to gather momentum, how to keep some things back, keep some things for yourself, so you have foresight. You know, it's almost as though the slower we go, the more we see. Being able to, you know, build on the things that you have, being able to save, being able to contain, being able to create security, know what is yours, and sometimes to say no to things that are in the scope of excess, because then you can build. You have room to build on things, and you have you know, it creates, holding some things back creates foresight, because how do we produce things if we've got nothing to then, you know, monetize it with, essentially, or, you know, have that stability? If we don't have the foundation, how do we know what stone to jump onto next? We can't find a way. So knowing that you have something there, something to stand on for the next step to create that stability is definitely where it's going for you. Let's get another card here. Ready. Knight of Cups. So imagine you're going from this very stable energy to being able to be really emotive. Knight of Cups, you know, it indicates that there's a passion created. There's an understanding, a higher level of understanding of emotion that's coming into play. You know, on top of the shark, it just could mean that, you know, just being sure that you're not getting caught up in, you know, the feeling too much of things. Remembering that the stability of things is also needed. But you're allowed to have emotions about the things that you want. You're allowed to get involved and make connections based on how it feels emotionally, but also stand in your own power. You know, stand in your own presence of emotion. Yeah, and you know, move slowly through things. It's not necessarily having to, you know, jump into the heart space and just rock your world. It is finding where the security is, finding who is who. You know, the Knight of Cups on top of the shark. Who is really for you, who is going to be for your journey. And you've been able to decipher all your emotions as well. Okay, let's get some messages here for you as well. So big. Okay. Raise your vibration. Love this. Raise your vibration indicates again having to understand your environment, understand what it is, what emotion you need to get into to be able to move from, you know, the Gentile version of you into the version that needs a little bit more assertiveness, you know, to remain in that energy. You know, sometimes there has to be, you know, a meditation over which is the emotion that we choose. Seven of Cups. Which is the emotion that we choose. Sometimes we need to create a meditative state to be able to know this is it, or, you know, a moment where it almost creates maybe like a mini epiphany of knowing, okay, this has happened, these things have happened, and now I connect the dots. Now I understand what energy I must go into, remain into, to be able to manifest the things that I want to create regarding stability. Okay, healing energy. Yeah, so again, you know, this is because you've learned from things. Things have happened in your life that have maybe drained you, maybe drained and leaned too much on your concept of security. Maybe you've had this idea of wanting to create stability in one way, but certain things have happened in your life. It's created blocks, and you know, it's created distractions almost, as though now you're getting to a point of focus. And that a part of that raising the vibration and process is having to understand that you cannot control everything that happens around you. You can only be a part of the experience and choose what you want to, you know, how you want to grow from those experiences, what it is that you want to learn from, and what it is that you forgive in others and in yourself, the things that you've allowed to happen for you to be able to get to this point of awareness. Let's get one more card. Oh, listen deeply. This definitely speaks of listening to your inner guidance, your intuition. Again, it does speak about the reading and knowing your environment, having to decipher your environment, having to know the things that are for you, and knowing where you've got to play out your and stand in your belief. Knowing your deep intuition is there to guide you, not to be a hindrance, not to be a negativity in your life, but to show you things about yourself, to create awareness. And it almost as though it's funny because it's like it's the same people here and the same angels here. So having to understand that it is all deeply connected. It's a process that you're going through, raising your vibration to understand that a healing energy is going to be the most formidable for you. To know that you're allowed to heal, to know that you can heal. To do this, we have to deeply listen to ourselves, listen to the energies around us, the things that want to guide us. Okay, lovely. Thank you so much. And now I'm going to move on to card 2. Okay, so if you picked card 2, the card that you got was the Knave of Swords. The Knave of Swords is like the Page of Swords. So this is having to learn from experiences. This is study. This is learning processes, how things are done. Jumping into education, changing your concepts, changing your beliefs. Feeling as though you've got something new to learn, having new thoughts, new ideas. It's very logical card. So let's see what else comes out. This is where you're coming from. You could be studying at the moment. Okay, so we've got here the Tower. It came out sideways. The Tower indicates that there is some huge changes happening in your life, but you could be unsure about what these changes are, And so, you know, this is what's creating a reflective time in your life. You're having this feeling, this uncertainty that things are supposed to be changing, or you're wanting some changes to happen, but it's you know, almost as though it's undecided. It's based on something. You know, these changes that you want to go through. It's almost as though you're having to decide: do you want to go through these changes or not? You know, because once the decision is made, that is it. You know, that it creates either way. You know, so it's almost as though there's something that you've got to decide, or something that you've got to learn more to create these changes. It's almost as though these changes are undecided. Three of Wands. So you're wanting to move into, you know, a place of being able to connect with others, create some actions. Maybe there is an uncertainty about moving forward and collaborating with people. Uncertainty that people will understand, or maybe they'll see you as too new to certain things because they see you as still almost as studying, you know, almost in this student energy. But you're having to elevate yourself. You're having to grow, and you're having to, you know, almost a self-promotion type of thing, move to another level. And there could be some uncertainty or feeling as though some things need to change, some drastic change need to happen for you to be able to feel comfortable to, you know, create this newness, delve into this newness, so you can connect with others. You can go on this enterprising, you know, journey where you're connecting with people from all different types of backgrounds, you know, where different beliefs and everything, that things that just, you know, helped you to just further your mindset. Queen of Wands. I think this is what people are expecting from you. The Queen of Wands is fire sign, you know, so Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. But you know, where people see you, I think maybe, and where you see yourself, you're completely two different things. That you're in this, the way you see yourself is like a very studious type of person. You feel like you're still learning some things. You still feel like there's some growth to happen. But people ultimately see you as, you know, a very bold, energetic, attractive energy that you know, is fearless and just move forward. But I think there's you know, in your mindset there's some limitation where you're thinking, I know there's got to be some certain changes. I know I've got to connect with you know, this energy that reflects who people, you know, believe you to be, you know, who they view you to be. They view you as, you know, very quite dynamic, being able to you know, just be fearless and bold. But there's some limitation in your mind where you feel like, oh, maybe I need to learn a bit more this and this and this and this, and then I'll have the fearlessness to connect to these, you know, very, very enterprising, bold energies. Because again, this is about resonance. This is about vibration. This is about connecting to people who have this mindset, and to be able to reflect and attract the people that you want in your life that can help you move to this next level that you want. You have to get into the resonance. So you have to be in contact, you know, you have to touch that vibrational energy, as it were, to be able to know how to then communicate, act, how to just move yourself into this direction. Okay, let's get some cards regarding what energies are around you. energies around you? What are the energies around you? Nightingale. You know, this again, this is very much, you know, the work that's done during the evening space. You know, how you work diligently, where people don't see, you know, the things that they don't see about you. You're very diligent in the way you do things. There's a detailedness, you know, and it's almost as though you feel as though it's a calling for you to be in this energy. You've been this way, you know, this is a very instinctual way of behaving. The process that you've gone through, the mindset that you've had, and this level of studious nature and having to be, you know, learn your way to be the best. It's been there for a long time. I think now it's, you know, there's a point where you've got to create some changes, physical changes, mindset changes, archetypal mind changes. So coming out of the always having to learn or feeling as though you're not ready for certain things, because that is not how you're viewed. You're viewed very supremely. I don't know how else to put it. You're viewed, you know, and so I think the energy of what you know, maybe in your intimate circle, people feel this about you. They know the diligence that you put into things. They see your delicacy in the way you do things. There's a meticulous way that you do things. But having to show this to others, you know, it doesn't feel as comfortable for you. And I think this is part of what you've got to change, because I think so much time goes on this diligent process that it's almost as though it takes away from the personality that people get to see in bite size. It's almost though they want to connect with personality. Mouse again, you know, it's really interesting that you know, these kind of base level feelings are coming through, because I feel like they've definitely dominated your environment in the way that, you know, there's you feel as though you're not allowed to be powerful and feel superior. You've got to be, you know, the quiet one in certain situations where there is another expectation from you. So I feel like you know, reduce yourself in a way that allows people to feel their power. You know, so the people that you connect with, Three of Wands, next to you, they feel powerful, but they also feel your power, and they feel as though, you know, that they can see that you have, you know, a slightly limiting point of view about yourself. I think maybe they want to connect to bring out certain things, but there could be this uncertainty about whether you will allow yourself to push yourself forward, or allow them to push you forward into this dynamic, bold creature. Yeah, so I think, you know, what people are doing is learning about you. They're learning how you deal with situations. They're learning, the lizard, they're learning how you maneuver. They want to learn about you, and it's done in such a way that it's just, you know, it's almost as though they're just sitting back and looking. You know, they're feeling their way around you, while you almost, you know, discover yourself and discover how you connect, who you truly are in your environment, and what is your potential. So I think that they're learning about you, they're learning how you do things, how your ideas just seem different, and I think it's really, really good for you. Allow this knowing that you are being, I would say monitored, but it's not monitored. It's almost as though you're just being watched. You know, you're being watched. People are just watching you grow. They're watching you change, and I think what they're seeing as well is your ability to change, where the processes that you're going through, because people see something within you that you may not necessarily see yourself, or in fact you do know yourself, you really do. It's just the conditioning. You're used to being a certain way, so it's almost as though maybe you need a push or you need a challenge, but as people are seeing how you create these things for yourself before they introduce it to you. Okay, let's see where it's going. These cards, yeah, today. Let's see where it's going. Six of Cups. Okay, yeah. This is something that's almost like a spiritual contracted thing for you. This is something that is almost it's been there in the waiting. Yeah, there's almost like a spiritual promise here, where there is a knowing. It's almost as though there is a knowing that the energy that you put into things, the diligence that you put into things, the ability to create, and the meticulous work that you're doing, detail, perfection, all those things, is almost as though when this mindset is reached, there is almost like a spiritual promise that it returns, all your work returns to you in terms of rewards. There's this knowing, and I think, so continue to push yourself, continue to create these breaks in the conditional archetypal mindset that you were just used to having. To be able to get to the next level, there has to be tests, there has to be pushing past the boundary of what we've always believed. Knight of King of Wands. See this energy, there could be someone that sees your power and wants to help you to bring it out. So it could be, a really reflective, projective energy. So, with the Queen of Wands, this is about using her, her prowess, to be able to exert the things that you feel very intuitive, her passion, her drive, her desire. With the King of Wands, this is able to be projected outwards. This is be able to be fierce, to move things forward. So there could be an energy that comes to you that you help to just release certain parts of you, release the side that people see within you. There's a mirroring, a duality here, being able to respond, reflect, and project. So this King of Wands, this energy that you could be wanting to attract into your life and help you to project certain things about yourself. This is where it's going. Let's get another card here. Four of Swords. Yeah, so for you, it may be a case of really coming out of this comfort zone, really having to be almost really forced to become out of the comfort zone, because it is about conditioning, it is about belief, it is about the things that make us feel comfortable. The Four of Swords, I think in the lights in this deck, it's really clear the way she's really comfortable in this kind of uncomfortable situation, and she's not really looking at her heart desires. She's more content in just being comfortable. So I think again, this is having to shake things up in a way that moves you into the energies that you ideally want. But then again, there's some confining here about how to get there. So again, I think it's attracting people into your life and moving direction, moving into energies that you can resonate with as well, as a mirroring effect. Okay, let's have a look at some messages and guidance. Signs and reminders. Yes, I think this speaks volumes on top of the Tower card, because we do have to remind ourselves why we're doing these things in the first place, and we do have to recognize what is keeping us in the same residing energy, what is going to help us change, and do we know that we're continuing to have the same mindset, or do we understand, do we connect with the same energies that have been there just with us? Because again, this comfortability, recognizing what is calling us from the future, what is saying move in this direction, move in that direction. Are we listening to these signs? Are we looking for them? Are we even looking for them? Are we very content in just carrying on this studious mode, and this studious outlook to life, being the student of life, when certain parts of us have been mastered? Are we recognizing that this is where we've got to? Guardian angel, yes. Again, can I say that this King of Wands may be a guardian angel in disguise? Possibly. A guardian angel, it definitely speaks of there being an energy around that recognizes the effort and the diligence that you put into things, and maybe recognizing that too much is being placed on the diligence, too much is being placed in the administrative part of things, and some things we need personality. This could be the guiding angel wanting to help you bring out that personality. Do you know that? Because it's as though we can go really far with personality alone without diligence. Some people just don't have it at all, but you have it, so that's even so much more of a bonus. So it's developing this side of you that can your energy and your personality is what's going to connect with others. And so this is what needs to come out. This is what needs to be thought about as well. Manifestation. Oh yes. This is it. This is perfect. I love this. Card 2, you got a good one. Manifestation. Because in your heart of hearts, why you're putting all this effort into the things that you're doing. Routinely just checking into this mode where you've got to make sure that everything's correct and everything's perfect and there's a system there. And that's great, because that is part of the manifestation process. So being able to take the hands off the reins and allow that system to work itself, or allow yourself to be able to introduce others that can help with this process, so then you can move into another layer, another form another tier of manifestation that is for you, that what has been called for you right now. Okay, I love this for you. Thank you so much. And now I'm going to move on to card 3. Okay, so if you chose card 3, you got the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very, very decisive energy. Where you've coming from, you've had to, really use your intuition. You've had to, you've decided that you've got to use a high level of assertiveness to bring out the things that you want, so people can see you for who you are, see the things that you want, take direction in situations, move things forward. You may have felt like things were stagnant and you've had to just move things forward. You're pushing things ahead. Let's see what other energies come out from where you're coming from. Two of Wands wanted to come out for the way it came out. The Two of Wands again is really talking about creating some dynamic situations. You're looking at enterprise, business, partnerships. You're wanting to be in the energy of movement. Again, these are 2 fire sign cards. So this is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So just the energy of powering through, moving things forward. You're wanting decisive decisions made. You wanted to see action. You wanting to see changes, fast changes. You want there to be ideas that create the catalyst for things moving forward. Three of Swords, because there's, you feel like there's been some things that have been happening around you where you haven't really liked. Maybe you feel like some things have gone bad, situations, people have made some decisions around you that you've just thought were, in terms of Three of Swords, it speaks of betrayal. So when we think about it in this context, we could think that we've come from a situation where there's been some bad ideas, and they've been based on aggression, based on really competitive environments, and they've been made very hastily. And so now you're having to, almost, I suppose, lick some wounds here, where you're feeling like you've got to, build on the things that you've known, the mistakes that have been made, the way things have been projected onto you. You could have been, it's almost as though some things were directed at you, like you was to blame for some things, and now you're having to, just use your wits and use your intuition to create a better situation and learn from situations. Seven of Pentacles, yeah. So now you're having to go into the stage of rebuilding things, and putting in what you feel now is going to be more beneficial for growth, but still having that same energy of movement, being the catalyst. These ideas now have been based on something else, based on things that you had to go through. There's been some slight energies that wanted to maybe keep you in a certain energy in a certain way, because and provoke situations, create situations that were deliberately difficult, so it would keep you in a certain energy, because what you wanted was growth. And maybe there was some connections with some energies that weren't really appropriate, or there were things that you had to go through at the time to create this new mindset of how to grow things. And now there's this new way of working. Now you've had to start things in a way that you govern it in a way you can see the growth. You allow things to implant things, allow things to happen, allow things to grow, and you go back over it. There's more meticulous energy here now, instead of just moving things forward, powering things forward here. Okay, let's see what energies are around you. Around you. Lots of energies. Lots of energies. There's too many cards came out there. Okay. Do you know, it's funny because as I was shuffling, my eye was going towards this eye in the Two of Wands, and now the Sea Serpent has come out. And again, this is, you know, you're in a situation where, you're in a situation where you've had to go through some difficulties. You've had to really learn, and it's just giving you a really good eye for, you know, knowing what's around you, knowing the energies that are around you. But this is also having a watch over you as well, having to understand that you're doing everything that you can to not replay situations. So you're having to have this detail about things, you know, having to watch who you connect with, you know, and who's got their eye on you for, you know, different intentions, not intentions that you want, but intentions for their own, or again, intentions to keep you in a certain energy. So for you, you're becoming, it's almost like you've become a master of sight here, being able to see what energies are around you and where to go, how to maneuver. Or you just becoming almost this master of the energies around you, but it has taken the most. It's taken a lot for you to get to this stage, and you know, maybe showing parts of who you used to be, in a way that it was in a negative sense, or that it created the negativity. It connected with people who didn't want the best for you. Okay. Yeah. Again, this is, you know, because you're really only interested in loyalty. That is, you know, and this is what takes time to build with people. Because of what you've gone through here with the Three of Swords, you know, and feeling like certain people, I suppose, betrayed your principles. So now you're only interested in people that connect with you on a deeper level, you know, completely your type of people, who you are now. They reflect who you are now. They have the same ideas as you do. They have the same concept of the future, and they are in it with you. They are riding with you in the situation. Yeah. Yeah, because you just, again, it's very much about people who are willing to build with you. They see the growth. They see your mastery. They see your ability to decipher, I don't know, the language of life in a way. You know how to build on it. And they want to go through this experience with you, very much loyal to your outlook. Very much loyal to the way you drive things forward, because they see the same passion in you. Your passion hasn't changed. It's the way you implement the passion is gaining much more respect, and it's building on loyalty. So working with you again, being fierce about the things that you've created. You know, not allowing people to just take what's yours and not allowing people to just get involved. You know, really protecting what is yours, really creating structure and stability. Okay, let's see where it's going. Oh, yes. Oh, gosh, I love this. Six of Wands. You know, your efforts are ultimately going to be celebrated. People are going to recognize what you're doing. You're just going to become known for what it is. You know, it's yours. Although it's, you know, you're being celebrated, there is a humbleness about you. You know, there is, you know, these small victories, there is a humbleness because you're still held by the things that happened to you in the past, but you just know how to deliver yourself from them. Then you're not chained to the things that have happened to you. You know how to move forward, and you know how to you know, develop it in a way that is not just for you, but it helps others. So in that sense, this is where you become celebrate, because you're helping others to defeat their you know, their inner wounds and their past, the things that they've gone through. People can see that if someone like you can build on the things that you had to learn from, then they can too. We all can. Yeah, the Tower. There has to be some shake-ups. Of course there has to be some shake-ups. This is how we create new concepts, new beliefs. You know, whether this is regarding you know, some of the people that you have to filter through, you know, because you have to go through situations again to understand who is the loyal ones and who is not, because this is just, again, this is just the energies we have to go through. It's almost like rite of passage, you know, into the new beliefs that we want to develop into. We know where we want to go, and life tests us in a way that says, okay, if you really believe that, how determined are you to stand in your belief? So let's create situations where it's through people and through the energies around you that show you that you can be strong. You know, you can still hold things together. You can still use your passion, your desire, and your ability to move things forward in a way that you know, creates new beliefs, not just for you, but for the people around you. They see the changes. You know, they really see the changes in you. Yeah, this is Scorpio card, Leo card here. Yeah, with the Strength card, again, it speaks about, you know, maybe you're having to you know, share a story or two, or maybe you do. You know, this is what inspires people, showing people where you've come from, you know, and how you've had to gain this, you know, this loyal energies around you because of your strength. You know, and this builds confidence. You know, it builds a compassion for other people and the strength that they have to get through. They have to master. You know, they see this within you, and they know it can be done. This is fantastic. So let's see what the messages and guides are. Ask and receive. Yeah, sometimes we're so in our own energy that we forget that we're allowed to ask for help, or we're allowed to ask for to have something new in our life. We're allowed to say that, okay, I've had this direction, now I would like this direction. How can I meet this new direction? Again, these are the things that we ask for, even without words, but our intention, the catalyst to the things that we want to create, the manifestation. In those actions and in those intricate decisions, intricate movements, changes in energies, we're asking to create something. We're asking to manifest something. But sometimes we can forget to ask for the big picture. We're doing this because, I'm doing this because, and fill in the dots. So sometimes we just need to remind ourselves that we're allowed to do that. It reinforces where we're going. Self-acceptance. Yes, honey. Love this. This is really about truly allowing yourself to be. Allowing yourself to truly just open and show what you've got. Show how your drive has truly, how it truly manifests now. You have the same energetic vibration. You have the same strength in who you are, who you've always been. But now you're channeling it in such a way that it creates, such a different outlook. Yeah, and these changes are being seen. But part of us sometimes does go back into that doubt. Like, oh, I'm not sure. Is this really what it is? Fully accepting who you are, it helps to open new doors. Self-acceptance, self-love creates another level of determination. Leads us into that manifestation. Oh, blessing and abundance. Of course, this would come on top of strength card. This is just so associated. Oh my gosh, I love this. Again, ask and receive, self-acceptance, blessings and abundance. How else do we receive our blessings if we don't acknowledge who we are? If we don't ask for what we want? If we don't ask for what we want, how do we know what the blessings is going to be? How do we know to tap into the abundance of what is for us? These things come when we're truly in our energy, when we're truly in our own version of who we want to be, the version that wants to prosper, the version that wants to create, manifest, and connect with those who are like-minded, and even further push them, help them develop them. These are the things that you're striving for. Brilliant. I've loved this for you, and thank you so much for being here, being with me in this time. It's been amazing. And if you love the video and the messages in the video, please like, share and subscribe. And until next time, take care.